What's up guys, it's Alec from Cichlid Bros. Welcome back to another video. It's almost time to finally get my downstairs, my basement fish room renovated. It's been 6 weeks, still no updates down there. Still a concrete floor with a lot of work to be done. It is time to prepare the basement for that work to get done. And what that means for us is we got to get those fish tanks moved to prepare them for the new floors and things like that. In today's video, we got some major updates, major changes, because I figured we would utilize that transition time, start a new chapter, try something out that I have always wanted to do, a new fish that I've always wanted. And so to do that, we got to make some major changes. So without any further ado, let's get downstairs and get started. All right, so here is where we are at right now. Not a lot of changes, no flooring, but the fish tanks are still doing good. I got the 40-gallon quarantine tank system over here, the 220 with predator haps right here, and the 180 with mbuna right here. So let's go over the process of what our future plans are and what our plans are for today. All right, so here's the situation. Me and my family are packing up and leaving for the beach in 3 days, which means we got to get this basement prepared for my contractor who's going to start the renovation process down here the day that we leave. The first thing he's going to do is we are going to put porcelain tile down on these floors. They look great. I can't wait to see them. But he's going to try to get every part of the floor that the fish tanks are not on done while we are at the beach. And then when we come back, I'm going to help him move these fish tanks onto the flooring that's already been completed, freeing up the space where the fish tanks were for him to finish the floors. And then we got to move the fish tanks back. Obviously, we can't do that with these tanks full of water. They are way too heavy to be moved with water in them. So we got to figure out a plan to drain the fish tanks so we can move them. So here's the idea that I have so far. The first thing in the process is I want to drain the 40-gallon quarantine tank and move it to the unfinished portion of my basement. It's not getting renovated. Fill it back up, and that's where I'll keep the mbuna when we are moving the 180, which will only take hopefully a few hours. Now that leaves the 220 and the predator haps that we still got to make a plan for. And that's where the changes come in. Kept predator haps for about 5 years now, and they've been my favorite fish the entire time. They're amazing, they're big, they're unique, they're colorful, have crazy behavior. They're a challenge that I've always liked with the aggression and everything. But after 5 years, I figured it was a good time, especially at this turning point with my basement fish room, to make a change. So I don't want to give away the fish that I want to pivot to just yet, but I do want to let you know the plan. I just got off the phone with the best local fish store in my area. It's actually about a half an hour away in St. Louis. It's called Malawi Aquatics, and they are going to take my predator haps from me and help them find a good home. Now, to do that, it's going to be quite a process here. So the first steps we got to do to get these guys ready for transport is I got a 27-gallon tote, and then I'm going to grab these fish one by one and run them upstairs, put them in the tote, so that way I don't have to lug a heavy 27-gallon tote full of water from downstairs up to my truck. So that'll be the first step that we do. So what I got to do is also lower the tank water down just a little bit to make the fish a little bit easier to catch, and then we'll get started with the process. So here we go. So the water's drained to a reasonable level. We got the tote filled and dechlorinated in the truck, so now it's time to catch these fish. These guys do not like getting caught. They will actually try to hurt themselves just to avoid getting caught, so we got to be very careful. All right, first one, my favorite, Malawi hawk. Let's bring him up real quick. This guy's about 13 inches long. He's getting antsy. We're coming, buddy, we're coming. Fish number one is in. There you go, buddy. Let's go get some more. Rhodesii, Chalotapia rhodesii. He's an armored guy. All right, 2 for 2 so far, so good. Got him, Buko Nodo next. He's not happy. Fusco, one of the OGs, he's too smart. but I got the venustus. Big boy. Beautiful fish. One of my favorites, sunset hat, Dimidiochromis strigatus. Actually, this is deep water hat. Look at this guy. Absolute beauty. All right, that's the last one. They're all in there, all 13 of them. I know it's not ideal, but we only got about 20-30 minutes to go. So we better get this thing buckled in and get going. All right, guys, we got ratchet straps, we got bungees. We are buckled in, ready to go. Let's get to it. 26 minutes, let's get it. All right, guys, so the run to the fish store is complete. Sorry I didn't get any footage while I was there. I was busy helping him transfer fish to his aquariums. So I'm very happy that I found a good home for my fish. It was kind of a bittersweet moment with my 5-year run owning these predator haps coming to an end. I am looking forward to the next chapter though, but like I said, there's a lot going on in this video. The next few things I need to do are to fill this back up because I do want to keep the filter running and keep entering food into the tank just to keep the beneficial bacteria alive. That way when I do restock this, when I get home from vacation, it is already cycled and ready to go. The next thing after that will be to drain the 40, move the 40, and fill the 40 back up to hold as a quarantine tank for the Mbuna, to move that tank to finish the flooring area. So like I said, a lot of moving parts, so let's get right to it. All right, so now the 220 is filled up, like I said, so the beneficial bacteria can still survive until the next wave of fish. So the next thing I'm doing right now is I'm draining the 40 gallon so we can move this, get it out of here so we can get the floor down. Now this tank is empty. I think I just netted my 20th fish of the day, which is a new high for me. So now it's time to move this tank over to the storage room over in that corner, and then I'll be done for the day. See if I can move this thing by myself or if I need to call a neighbor. Cichlid Bros would be helpful at this time. All right, last thing. Setting it down here was unbelievably hard, so I got the suction cups out. See if that helps. Hopefully I don't throw my back out. Got to fill up the 40 breeder again because just like the 220, I want to keep the filtration for this tank seated so it's ready to go to house my Mbuna for whenever I need to quarantine them to move the 180. So thank you all for following along. I know there was a lot going on in this video. There's a lot more to come, so make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.